While the music continues, may I please request everybody to be kindly seated. We're about to begin with the much awaited event of the evening in about 2 to 3 minutes. It'd be really nice to see all of you being seated, occupying your respective chairs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the Pune Jazz Project, doing it instrumentally for us. To those of you who are applauding, thank you very much. Looks like you enjoyed it. They'll be back a few hours later because the stage is now being set for the official ceremony of the evening, something that all of us have been looking forward to. The stage will now be made way for, the instruments being taken backstage. Those of you who have arrived quite a while earlier, thank you so much for being here in time. To those of you who have just arrived, glad to see you all. May I request all of you to be kindly seated. Round tables and chairs. I'm sure there's a lot of networking and chit-chat that happened tonight. But for a while, until the actual ceremony lasts, the evening formally lasts, can I please request all of you to kindly turn on the silent mode on your mobile phones? Give them a break. I'm sure our smartphones at times do seek some space. So please, it'd be great if all of you can turn on the silent mode on your mobile phones and be seated.
Best Music Compilation.
A very, very happy new year, everyone. Is silence going to be my reaction for a new year's? Happy New Year's, everyone! Well, it's that time of the year, when across the globe, no matter what region or religion you belong to, the calendars automatically change. They say change is inevitable in life, no matter what, personal or professional, but when the word change comes to me, I'm always reminded of the saying that change is the only constant. So when I think of change, I think sometimes it's subjective, sometimes it's situational. Your present, your situations may demand or ask for you to change, whereas sometimes your present may not really ask for change, but then you want to be futuristically ready and plan things in advance without, say, tweaking too much, but sticking to your camp. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, your host for this evening, Madhu Mailankuri, myself, welcome you on behalf of Federal Bank to the members of the press, customers, employees, senior management, and the board. Not to forget the very beautiful, graceful, and always cheerful, our very own brand ambassador Vidya Balan. Welcome each one of you, ladies and gentlemen. We look forward to a great evening, a new start, a lot of freshness, but I'm sure not many things are going to change. To take you through all of this is this wonderful event, and on behalf of Federal Bank, to formally welcome all of you, may I have the pleasure of requesting the presence on stage of our chairman, Mr. A.P. Hota, please. Can we please have you on stage, sir? Our chairman, Federal Bank, Mr. A.P. Hota, who will join us for the formal welcome address.
Esteemed customers, my federal colleagues, board colleagues, colleagues at the senior management led by Mr. Manian, and also all the employees of the organization, 15,000 plus. Some of them are present here and some watching online live. Then representatives from mass media, and our very own, as Madhu indicated, our very own Vidyawalan, our brand ambassador. Very good evening. As regards the brand refresh, which usually takes place once in few years, this is a very proud moment. I'm very, very delighted to be here and be with customers for this particular event. The vision of the bank has been to be the most admired bank. And admired by whom? First of all, by the customers. And we can earn that admiration by working hard. And we have a set of values, and that values that we call CARES. CARES, C stands for our commitment to excellence. We would provide the excellent banking service. So whenever the Customer Service Committee of the board meets once in 3 months, by the way, management meets the representatives of customers once a month at the branch, at the regional office, many times. Our focus has been, how can we do better? A lot of suggestions come. The focus has, the feedback has been that it is very positive. But there are ways to improve, and we keep on comparing how we can do better, and we can provide excellent service. We look at complaints, we look at the issues that customers bring. Customer has been the focus. A for agility, how speedily we can resolve the issues relating to customers. And the third one is that relationship orientation. You would have seen as our customers when the branches, if you have visited branches, because these days most of the accounts are opened without visiting the branches. In fact, we are very good at digital service. You will find all our campaigns, different kind of posters. Relationship is the key issue. And when the customers, our branch functionaries speak to the customers, that has been the very important point. E for ethics and S for sustainability. In each of the areas, we constantly benchmark ourselves to the best in the industry. On the S side also, one of the things that you may not be knowing, in the banking industry, our banks, women employees, the highest percentage, I suppose 42 plus, very significant. And in our relationship campaigns, a lot of campaigns have been taken up, and now with Vidya Valan being there, quite a few has been already created. But the Rista, theme has been the most important. So the admiration of the customers, admiration of the investors, admiration of the regulators, admiration of course, very important, and all our employees are listening. Admiration of all the employees, the best place to work. So in a way, the value of the institution is we care a great deal at the board level. Also, we keep on, checking as to how on this aspect we are scoring well. Mr. Manian, when he joined, after a few months, we had a strategy session, and the project had a very beautiful project. I don't want to name the project. Possibly he, in his speech, will talk about it. We have a great business plan, a lot of strategic action points to take the banks to a great height. So we thought that this is a time that brand requires a refresh. The brand requires representing the values that we stand for, the way we act, the way we reach out to you. And Vidya Valan being part of us in this brand building exercise is also very part of that entire refresh process. And with this, I will really say that this is a great occasion for brand refresh, and we will stick to the values that we would like. We have been talking about it. And our vision, to be the most admired bank. And to be the most admired bank, it is not necessary that we will be #1 bank in terms of size. Size may be, we have on that also business vision that we have, which Mr. Manian would share, but it is not necessary that we would be #1 in business numbers, but we must be business 1 in customer service and to serve you better. Thank you very much. And Madhu, you can, in the agenda, you can pick up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. He's already given us a few hints as to what we can expect from this evening. There are going to be a few new projects, he says. But yes, a few core values never change. And the fact that it's just not being quantitatively in the number 1 place, but always being qualitative that matters. And Federal Bank has been thriving towards this, will continue to. A journey that started in 1931, and today we are in 2026. That's about 95 years of legacy that Federal Bank has. Yes, the names changed, but the values haven't, and they never will. But we would like all of you.
Every story has a beginning. Ours began in 1931 with a simple purpose: to serve communities, not just accounts. As trust grew, so did we. From town to town, from one branch to many, Decades passed, needs evolved, and we evolved with them. From branches to browsers, from counters to conversations, technology became a way to get closer, not farther. Our values never changed, but how we expressed them did. This is Federal Bank today, shaped by our journey, designed for what's next.
Okay, so we are here, 2026, and it's now time for the revamp. Like they say, changes that have been made. When a change or a plan is proposed, of course, it goes through various phases where it has to be discussed, it has to be analyzed, it has to be approved, and once it is approved, you plan it all, the process of how it is going to be, how it is going to be received, and how you are going to make people adapt to that change. And all of this put together in a package is what will be unveiled today, the brand identity revamp of Federal Bank. And ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present this before you in a very unique way. They say no matter where you belong or hail from, when you spread your wings, you become a part of every single territory that you pass by. And Federal Bank stands by it that today we have branched out to various parts of the country. We have made our presence felt across the globe with our associations. And on that note, we would like to celebrate the entire unity and diversity of India with the theme that we have. So musically, it's going to be a very unique way of launching our exclusive newness this year. It's going to be musical for the next few minutes. I'm sure each one of you loves music. So musically trying to represent various nooks and corners of the country, various cultures combined together. Gear up, because we are all set to present before you the revamped brand identity of Federal Bank, musically and unitedly in spite of diversity. obviously staying in line with technology. We have two fingerprint impressions there, the right and the left. Vidya ma'am and Manian sir can do the honors with your fingerprint impressions, please. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we present before you the revamped brand identity of Federal Bank. It's a new year, and this is the newness that all of us will get used to. And we would like to have a photo op. May I please request ma'am and gentlemen on stage to kindly stay at the center for a photograph, followed by other members from the board who will join them. Well, it's nice to hear our brand ambassador say that she loved it. And as this photograph is being taken, may I also request executive directors, Mr. Harsh Dugar and Venkatraman Venkateshwaran to also join them, please. We'll just wait for a minute as the cube is removed. Thank you so much, members from the press and our own videographers and photographers as well. We'll make it a clean picture of the revamped brand at the background on the big screen and key members of the board with the brand ambassador. Always fit and enthusiastic, that is what makes our core team from Federal Bank what they are. Always efficient, hardworking, and forever willing to move ahead. Thank you so much. Yeah, Vidya ma'am and the other gentlemen can be seated. I would request MVS sir to stay back though. Well, when they say there is change, you have a brand revamp, it's natural for people to wonder, now what change is this exactly? Is everything going to change, or there are just going to be a few things that change? And to all these questions and thoughts that we have, of course, the right person here will answer it all and tell us as to what this revamp is all about and what it looks like going ahead futuristically, financially, and work-wise. Ladies and gentlemen, CMO MVS Murthy, it's over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for making it to the Federal Bank relaunch. My deep regards and respects to our customers, our chairman, members of the board, our MD, CEO, Mr. KVS Manian, both our executive directors, Sri Virat Divanji, our head of consumer banking, and to all my zonal head and business heads colleagues, because they are the ones who are going to carry this brand out. It is not about blowing up advertising money as much as owning the feeling. So a warm welcome to all of you and a happy new year to you and to your wonderful families. That done, I have a few slides which I want to talk to you about. So a lot of us know us as being the top 10 banks in the country. They know that we are a 5.5 lakh crore kind of a book. We are perhaps among the 40-50 companies in the country which have a profit of over 4,000 crores, 42% women employees, less than 2% attrition. I can keep going rara. But that is not really what makes us who we are. There are some things that we go out and do which is not about numbers. It is about working with the communities. It is about working with people. And it's got nothing to do with how it adds to the P&L. So I'd like to take you to 3 or 4 things that we go out and do as a brand, which really inspires us and keeps us awake to do stuff. And before I do that, I also want to thank the team from Sideways, who is here, Abhijit and team, because they are the ones who are responsible for the brand revamp. Sorry, I missed seeing the 4 of you. This is a small video.
The new year is upon us.
It's time for us to make a new start.
अपने स्वास्थ्य को बनाएं जिंदगी का सबसे अहम हिस्सा.
That's why it's critical
To go for regular cancer screening.
क्योंकि निरंतर स्क्रीनिंग से ज्यादातर कैंसर जल्दी पकड़ में आ जाते हैं
और उनका इलाज बेहतर तरीके से किया जा सकता है.
Cancers that are detected early
are more treatable.
जिसका मतलब है हम ज्यादा जिंदगियां बचा सकते हैं
और बेहतर स्वास्थ्य परिणाम पा सकते हैं.
So if you are making new resolutions like
स्क्रीन करें.
I want to thank the entire Network 18 editorial team for having, given us this video. Patients and their families who have lost out on their insurance, who have lost out on government support. We work with about 6 hospitals now. And as a matter of fact, Sanjeevani now goes to schools. We are talking to young girl children and to their parents about cervical cancer, about HPV. So this has become a complete moment. And I think it's something that we are all very proud of. And I can tell you that everyone in the bank owns Sanjeevani in their own way. So, everybody builds brands. There are brands which are valued at millions of dollars. But how does a brand which is living in a market which has got a 1,200-year-old art form repurpose it? And in one of our visits, we realized that a lot of these young kids are not connected to the art form because they don't seem to be relevant to them. So what we did as a bank was went out and spoke to artists who are Kathakali artists, who do a stand-up comedy called as Chakyar Kuttu, who do Teyam, and we repurposed those art forms to go to schools and talk to our children about good touch and bad touch, about how they can take care of the elderly who might be suffering from dementia or from Alzheimer's. We have longevity, but we perhaps lose our mental space, so they talk to them about that. Of course, they talk to them about financial planning. This year, we are doing about 150 odd schools, and my zonal head from Ernakulam is here, and there are others also, but they are the ones who are leading this. And this is the way we are repurposing an art form. And I don't think so anywhere in the world you have a 1,200-year-old art form with a 100-year-old brand and an audience who still thinks in their mother tongue and their cultural moorings. So that's what keeps this initiative going, and this is how we work with the young kids at schools. This is our contribution, and honestly, it's not owned by marketing. A lot of the requests come to me from my zonal teams and from my branch banking team saying that they want to go out and do a marathon, and we have run about 7 lakh kilometers already, 15 runs, and it's growing, and it is something which I really owe it to my team for being able to create a lot of traction in their local areas. And the last one is this. Music is something which is very, very close to us. So this is a Jugalbandi that we did with Ms. Shobna and a band in Chennai, but it's something which comes to us naturally. So music, dance, and catch-ups is what we do. So that's broadly how the brand works, apart from all the numbers and the strategy which Mr. Manian is driving for all of us, and we are super excited about the whole thing. So what's changing very quickly? And we do all of this, kyonki rishta aapse hai, sirf aap se nahi, and we are human at the core and digital to the fore. So I thought, who else to talk about change but our gracious brand ambassador, she said sometime that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a function of the scripts that you choose and what you don't choose. So when we do our businesses, it's very important to know what we don't want to do rather than what we want to do, and that's where the change happens. So what's changing? This is the change that you just saw. We have become more rounded. There is an aesthetic around our typeface. There is a warmth around it. The fab icon has morphed into a Fortuna wave, and we are bringing those elements into our typography. So this is our new Fortuna wave, and I put both of these because on the left of the screen, what you see is eventually what our teams in the branches and the zones will own. So for example, if it's a Pongal, they can just change the Fortuna wave into everything around Pongal. As much as if it is Diwali or Holi, they can go out and change it. So we are passing on the brand from our desks between the advertising agency and the marketing team to the larger audience so that they can go out and own. And Indranil is here, so if he's doing something around e-rupee, he can change the Fortuna wave for e-rupee. And it is apt because it is anchored in authenticity, prosperity, and togetherness. And this is again not three words which are advertising. If you were to ever visit any of our branches, you will definitely find that there is a lot of authenticity. Our colleagues and employees care for your prosperity, and they are always together. I may not know an answer to your problem, but I'll come back to you by checking with somebody else. And that sense of consciousness, which Mr. Hota also mentioned earlier, is very, very deep. So I think in three words, if I were to describe, it's that. So authenticity is at the core. Prosperity is where we are buttressing it from both sides, and togetherness is the largest flank. So different applications and adoption that we can go out and do. Some of it can be used at our branches as well. But what it allows is that it's almost like being Optimus Prime in Transformers. I can choose to be a car one day and a spaceship one day and a fighter jet, or just some bloke walking around Manhattan. Branded collaterals, it's all going to get into place, and it's not going to be overnight because I'm also conscious of what my boss keeps telling me, check the costs. So we'll bring it all gradually in, but yeah, this is the ambition to have. Hoardings, whenever they come up, and very soon because some new businesses are being launched. And you can see that the Fortuna wave and the curve is also playing on the format of the hoarding. Some more stuff as we go into deeper parts of the country. And some stuff on the nuances. We are a people-centric brand, so therefore you'll have close-ups of people along with whatever messaging that we want to go out and give, and close-up of our products and services as well. So it'll be candid and documentary-like. The iconography, so all of this will get built in our mobile banking applications, in our website, and various points where we go out and use. But it's a fantastic brand playbook which has got developed. I'm giving you extracts of those. And of course, for the discerning Mera Wala Blue or Mera Wala Yellow, it's all here, the CMYK, and this is what we would want to go out and stick to. And one of the ideas was to get everything together in a common kind of a template. Well, I think that's about it from now. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
A mental calculator that he gives us all these infos no matter when and where you meet him. I'm sure he has much more in store that'll come on later. But amongst the audience, there has been one gentleman. He's been very quiet. He's been silently observing that everything that is seeing here on stage, and it's now time for me to welcome him, taking over as the Managing Director and the CEO in 2024, and seeing his company grow, seeing his very own home grow to where it is right now. I'm sure he's a very happy and proud man. Ladies and gentlemen, please applaud as we welcome on stage our Managing Director and CEO, Mr. KVS Manian. Sir, all yours.
Enduring greatness, pardon my throat for today. Enduring greatness requires preserving the core while stimulating progress. These are words of Jim Collins, and they have never felt more relevant than today to me. What you have just witnessed is precisely that, a stimulating exercise in evolution. Good evening, and a very warm welcome to all of you. It's a privilege to stand before you on what I believe is a truly defining moment in our journey. A moment where we honor our past while boldly stepping into our future. Last February, when I spoke about the imperative of rejuvenating our brand. It was one of the 12 strategic themes we committed to, but perhaps the most visible manifestation of our ambition. Our goal was clear: to modernize and refresh our identity, to resonate with India's evolving aspirations, to enhance our appeal across diverse audiences, and to align ourselves with the expectation of a new generation, all while staying true to the values that have defined us over the last 9 decades. This was not a cosmetic exercise. It was essential to our ambition of becoming truly nationally recognized as a brand. In March 2025, we took the first step in this journey by welcoming Vidya Balan as our brand ambassador, and we are honored to have her here with us tonight. We launched our campaign, Savings Ki Vidya, which struck a chord with millions across the country. And what you have just seen is the natural evolution of that journey. Our refreshed brand identity now fully revealed. Let me share why what you have just witnessed matters deeply to us. Any institution with a legacy as rich as ours, 90 years of trust, resilience, and service, must continuously rejuvenate itself to remain contemporary and relevant. It is not about chasing trends. It is about ensuring that while we deepen the bonds that we share with our current customers, we also create meaningful connections with newer audiences. This brand refresh is also strategically timed. As we accelerate our push to become a more recognizable brand nationally, our identity must reflect not just where we have been, but where we are headed. What you have seen today is designed to feel familiar yet fresh. We have crafted something that carries forward our legacy with grace while instantly connecting with digitally native audiences. Through the modern design of our new logo, we are speaking directly to an audience that is tech-savvy, design-conscious, and expects seamlessness in every interaction. Now, this transformation has both creative brilliance and scientific rigor behind it. Murthy, our Chief Marketing Officer, walked you through some of those details earlier, but let me highlight what particularly resonates with me. You have seen how our favicon has evolved into what we now call the Fortuna Wave. This new logo is intentionally minimalistic, contemporary, confident, and uncluttered. The F is rendered as 3 distinct waves rather than a single monolithic form. Each wave carries deep meaning, authenticity, togetherness, and prosperity. What excites me most about this logo is the design has fluidity. The waves can be adopted, reimagined, expressed differently across contexts and occasions. This flexibility gives us tremendous creative freedom. And in the coming days, you will witness varied adaptations and renditions that bring this identity to life across every touch point. Some examples Murthy had already shown you. I am pleased to share that our 3 key taglines remain as relevant as ever. Your perfect banking partner, digital to the fore and human at the core, and Rishta aapse hai, sirf app se nahi. These are not just words, they are promises we make and keep every single day. As we modernize the brand, We will integrate this new identity across every aspect of our business, most visibly in our branches, which will undergo a thoughtful design refresh in both functional layout and aesthetics. Change at this scale takes time and will be implemented thoughtfully in phases. Even as the impact of our strategic shifts becomes visible, the tangible transformation of our physical spaces will follow with equal care and intention. But here is what I want to emphasize most clearly. While we have refreshed how we look and communicate, the enduring values that have sustained and grown this brand and institution over 9 decades remain absolutely untouched. In many ways, today is an occasion to recommit ourselves to those values. Our core does not change. We understand, as someone famously said, that institutions endure when values remain consistent and constant, even as methods evolve. And let me be unequivocal about one more thing. The greatest ambassadors of any brand, with all due respects to Vidya as our brand ambassador, are people who serve the brand every day. We are fortunate, genuinely fortunate, to have a team that lives by our values every single day. A team that is not just willing, but eager to reinvent and rejuvenate this brand for the breakthrough that we are working towards. What you have witnessed today gives us renewed energy, sharper focus, and greater clarity as we pursue our ambition of making our bank one of the most recognizable and respected financial services brands in India. Ladies and gentlemen, what you have experienced today is not the culmination of a project. It is the beginning of a new chapter we are writing together. Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Thank you for believing.
Thank you so much, sir. Please do stay back. Do not go anywhere. Like I says, it's just the beginning of a new chapter. And we had a look at the journey video earlier, which is what we came from 1931. Today we are in 2026, and as he says, it's a new chapter. A few insights that MVS Murthy has also shared with us, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special launch video as well that we will play, which is, of course, visual, but will create the sort of impact that's meant to be to kickstart with the brand identity revamp.
Every generation moves forward in its own way. What once took time now takes a moment. What once stayed still now moves freely. But through every change, one thing has stayed constant. Banking has always been about people. Trust built over time. Togetherness that goes beyond transactions, and progress that grows best when it's shared. But as the world changed, the way we live, work, and connect changed too. Expectations evolved, journeys became seamless. So, we evolved with them. Not by changing who we are, but by becoming clearer, more open, more agile, more ready for a digital-first world. Because while the tools may change, our connection with people never will.
That is the change that we are speaking about. We always have a habit of going to flashbacks. No matter how much we evolve, we always think about, okay, this day last year. And memories through photographs help us, of course. But I remember early 2025, I took stage for a similar event like this for Federal Bank. And I had to announce a name and introduce her to the world as the brand ambassador of Federal Bank. Very beautifully, gracefully dressed, draped in a blue sari. She took stage and spoke about how finance is very important, irrespective of the fact that you are a man or a woman, a working professional or not, but finances are very important to run your own life. She also went on to speak about the fact as to how Federal Bank and her identity had a lot of similarities, and sticking to their roots, they evolved across languages and states and continue doing what they're very passionate about. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, please applaud as I welcome on stage. It's that time of the year again to hear from our brand ambassador, Vidya Balan herself.
Good evening, everyone. And let me begin by saying Happy New Year. And truly, what a wonderful way to start the new year with a new logo. The brand refresh is very timely, I think. I'm a very proud brand ambassador of Federal Bank. My association is only a year long, but in my memory, it goes back far longer. To me, honestly, you know, Mr. Manyan, MVS, everyone has spoken about the change logo and its relevance and what it means. But to someone like me, to a consumer actually, because I'm a consumer first, I think there's a certain fluidity, there's a certain softness, there's a certain accessibility that this logo has. It's almost like, it's less, let's say it's more flexible, you know? And I think that is very inviting to me as a customer. When I look at any brand logo, it has to be inviting, and which is why I really, really genuinely like this, and I wish the entire Federal Bank family all the very best for a very fruitful, prosperous 2026, one that fosters authenticity and togetherness. So I've got Aptin. I'm a good student, MVS. He told me very clearly before I went on stage, he said, brevity is key. So is this much time okay, MVS? No, I think I've pretty much said what I wanted to, but here's wishing you all a fantastic year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There she is. And we've heard from Vidya Balan, we have heard from our Managing Director and CEO, we have heard from our CMO. It's all been individual. So we thought we'll club it all now, make it a little conversational, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a fireside chat. Mr. MVS Murthy is going to take us through the fireside chat, conversations that will be made, and I'm sure there are going to be many takeaways as well. We would like to request our Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Manyan sir, also to join us for the same as the stage is being set. Yeah, the director's taken over. He's giving us the directions as to how he wants his frame to look like. Yes.
So while the mic comes, good evening once more. और हम लोग परिणीता से एक कहानी के बारे में बात करेंगे और मणियन सर से उनके ब्रेक थ्रू विजन के बारे में बात करेंगे. Thank you both for joining for this fireside chat. Manian, I'm beginning with you now that you've been our boss for the last 1 year, and you had certain views about the bank before you joined the place, and you've been instrumental in driving so much more now. So Federal Bank has a long and trusted legacy. When you look back from what you heard as a senior member of the banking facility and faculty, and when you joined the bank, what are those factors that you think are really driving the bank?
I think the key thing that has driven this bank over the last 9 decades, I'm clear, is the people, right? And I think the values that have held this. And our chairman talked about cares as the values that we practice.
Yes.
I think it is the people who carry those values forward every day of their work.
Yeah.
And that's what holds the bank.
Yeah, how lovely. Vidya, you'll keep hearing a lot about people, and it's not just two of us, but everybody in this room and outside will keep telling you how passionate they are about the groups and the folks that they work with. But coming to you, your career is known for conscious choices and reinvention at different points in time. So how do you personally approach both of these, choices and reinvention, without losing who you are as a person at the core?
I think you said it. Without losing who I am, So I think my attempt has been to just be authentic to who I am at that point of time, to my current state of mind, to how I'm responding to a particular story or, for example, for the past 2 years, I've been dying to do a comedy opportunity. But having said that, I think it's I think choices really are an extension of my current state of mind, and my only job is to really tune into what I'm thinking and feeling. So I think just to be true to who I am at that point of time, and I'm consciously saying true to who I am at that point of time because we're all constantly growing, evolving. We're not the same person. I'm not the same person I was last month or last year. So I think that's the only thing that drives my decisions to say yes or no to the offers I'm made.
Just as a corollary to what you mentioned, you are the CEO of your own brand.
Yes.
And any executive has got a lot of multitasking to do. You're in a review, then there is a press meet which is happening, there is some deliveries to be taken care of. Similarly for you, there's like a thought stream which keeps coming towards you. You're here now and then there must be something else. So how do you switch on, switch off and cut off from the past or the future and be in the moment?
I think that I've learned to do over time. It's not come easily to me because a lot of times the noise drowns out your internal voice. What we call andar ki awaaz. Sometimes you're not even able to hear it. But I think through my 20-year career in films now, I've learned to drown out the sound and to just listen to what I am truly thinking and feeling. Nothing matters to me more than that. I think, we talk about relevance a lot of times, but I think everything stems from authenticity. Of course, I'm talking about all of this from an individual point of view, but I have no doubt that it's also true for an organization. So I feel it's the answer to everything that you ask me is going to be, authenticity, to listen to my inner voice and to do whatever that guides me to do. Have I answered sufficiently?
Yeah, you have. Manian, you mentioned about strong values which the bank has, and from your vantage point, why do you feel that this was the right time for a brand refresh and going further the branch refresh also which will happen?
Right time, any time is the right time, always. And for change, there is no there is nothing like a right time. An evolving brand changes every day, right? Every day, every month, every year, every decade, it needs to change. So in that sense, I can say, why not? Why is today not a good time? But coming back, we, as you know, when we laid out our strategy, we also laid out different kinds of ambitions, saying that we must get into newer services, we must get to newer segments, newer geographies across the country. And therefore, there is a strategy to get the brand more national, get the brand more contemporary, get the brand to attract newer audiences, to grow it. So obviously all this falls into place, and therefore why not now? Right? So I think it's a combination of things on the ground, and it is, like I said, you're all the time evolving.
Thanks. Vidya, I'm going to paraphrase this question to something else because you spoke about it. In your monologue which you had, I want to ask you that you have experienced the brand from different set of folks. I mean, our advertising, you were a customer before you became our brand ambassador. You met, quite a few of our colleagues. What is it about us that resonates with you?
I think the fact that you all put people first, the customer first, and I'm sure that's also true for your employees. As senior management, you all take great care of your people, which is why the attrition rate is so low. Everyone seems to be happy. I think in a world that's growingly getting disconnected from each other, when you have someone to just listen to you, someone to answer your most basic questions, I think you feel heard, you feel seen, and that is invaluable. I think that's what I feel when I meet all of you. There's a certain passion for the people, and I think that's really where your growth comes from. Like you also, I know he's constantly, every quarterly shares figures with me, and when I see the growing numbers, it's very gratifying for me also as brand ambassador. Also the fact that also the newer generation is, of course they prefer the digital app and things like that, but they also value the fact that there is a human connect in the bank, and there are younger people who are becoming customers. So, I think it's because your focus is on the people. Of course, there's integrity, credibility, efficiency, all of that, but I think the core is, am I right?
Absolutely. So, just for common knowledge, every time we have a milestone, like the big deal which came through, or our quarterly numbers are announced and stuff like that, I keep debriefing her, because I think it is important for her to know, as our brand ambassador, how well the brand is doing. And incidentally, when she spoke about younger people, and I mentioned this at the press conference also, our youngest customer, to my knowledge, has been an 80-year-old gentleman who opened an account for his daughter. His name is Mr. Balan, and he did this last year. So I think Dad was first testing if this brand is good enough for her to come on board. Manian, I want to come back to you and say that now that the brand refresh has happened and it's all up there, how can the leadership of the bank take the authenticity, the prosperity, the togetherness, and amplify and get currency going for this refresh?
No, so like I said, actually you have to, whether it is the leadership or the employees, finally we have to live the brand. And living the, any amount of advertising, any amount of, refresh in, the language of the brand and things like that. Finally, if the employees do not walk the talk, and the leadership doesn't walk the talk on the values of the brand, you cannot sustain. Because Vidya kept mentioning about authenticity, right? You can't, as a brand, you can't pretend for too long. You can pretend for a while, it shows up. People will, figure out that this is just pretension. So I think truly living the values of the brand is what leadership will have to do. The people in the bank will have to do. Just coming back, one of the key decisions in a situation, any leadership, and all my colleagues who are here, and my colleagues on the board and senior management here, every leadership at points in time has to make some calls, right? And In fact, when I started thinking about what we should be doing,
Yes.
whether it is the strategy or the brand or whatever,
Yeah.
one thing was clear to me, that this is a brand with huge legacy, huge, very, which we need to respect, a legacy which we need to respect.
Yeah.
No brand could have survived 94 years or 95 years without doing something right
Yes.
over these periods,
Yes.
right? So obviously it has something very strong, very innately strong about it.
Yeah.
And in a situation like I was in,
Yes.
let's say walking into it at the end of 94th year,
Yeah.
a very key decision for me was whether we should evolve from here or should I work on evolution or revolution?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I was clear in my mind that evolution is the choice.
Yes.
Because, you know, you walk into a crisis, you have to do revolution.
Yes.
We were not walking into
Yes.
a crisis.
Yes.
I did not walk into a crisis.
Yes.
I think this is a brand which deserves respect for its legacy.
Yes.
And the leadership must recognize that.
Yes.
So, you know, when
Yes. Yes.
so one of the key things about leadership choices is to
Yes.
decide at the point that you are in,
Yeah.
does it require evolution or revolution? And I am very clear that we need to evolve. And it is reflected in this change as well, right?
Yes.
If you notice this change, like I said earlier, I think I said,
Yeah.
it needs to feel fresh yet
Yes.
familiar.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yes.
And familiar is the respect to the legacy.
Yes.
Right? And that is what we, as leadership, all of us have to maintain,
Yeah.
that respect for the legacy, yet take it forward for,
Yes.
take it forward in,
Yeah. I want to just continue on that conversation that you mentioned about legacy, and I want to ask you, and you've said this to us many times, saying that it takes years to build trust, and in a moment you can just lose it all. So how does a legacy institution protect something which is so fragile and, you know, almost can just dissolve like camphor?
you know, how do you build trust? You build trust by, I would say, consistent behavior, right? You need to feel consistent. A customer should feel a consistent behavior from our people.
Yeah.
He should see consistent delivery of what you promise. So consistency is key to earning trust.
Yes.
And not only to bank, to most organizations,
Yes.
the problem with this is that when people get driven by short-term expediencies,
Yes.
quarterly pressures, short-term expediencies,
Yes.
these create distortion in that consistency,
Yes.
right? You then start thinking about short-term, what should I be doing?
Yes.
If you are driven by long-term goals and long-term sustainable kind of goals,
Yes.
and you stay true, and that is your true north, that long-term sustainable goals is your true north,
Yes.
and you just don't deviate from that,
Yes.
it creates consistent behavior and creates trust.
Yes.
So therefore, I think the biggest challenge with institutions is how they can not get drowned by the noise that she was mentioning, that happens and builds short-term expediency. Don't get drowned by that.
Yes.
Remain true to your long-term sustainable thought process goals.
Yes.
I think if you do that, you build trust over a period of time. And it's very critical to imbibe that in the leadership
Yes.
and your teams.
Yes.
That's the way to keep trust over a period of
But you know, Vidya, what Manian is saying, a very hard path, you know, truth, trust, authenticity always comes at a cost. So there might be some instance in your own life when you wanted to be your authentic self, but gaadi nikal gayi. So how do you, gaadi nikal gayi, gaadi chhoot gayi aapse. So how do you reconcile to a loss like this, and how do you sort of make almost a Hobson's choice?
You know, in that moment, it feels like गाड़ी निकल गई. उसके बाद you feel like शुक्र है गाड़ी निकल गई.
और गाड़ियाँ आएंगी.
और
गाड़ियाँ
बहुत आएंगी. I think that's key. You know, sometimes we're very, our vision is very myopic. But I think again, with experience, you learn that you must weigh a situation and its consequences, not just in the short term. You have to give it time to play out. there will be risks you take, there will be risks that work out, there will be risks that don't work out. But like Manian just said, I think consistency is key to everything, to the building of a brand, to the sustaining of a brand, to out in the moment, in the short term, you will realize that in the larger scheme of things, it's actually the right thing to have done. You were headed in the right direction, it's just that you couldn't have known that. So patience is also, I think, in a very fast-paced world, patience is becoming a very rare commodity, but I think it's to have patience, to just let things play out.
Manian, how do you want our customers to associate with us with this change which is happening? What is your message to our customers?
You know, the way I look at it, our existing customers must continue to feel at home.
Yep.
Yeah, they like I said, we have created continuity in the brand. I think one of the things after this refresh we want to be clear about is that hold our current customers and their attachment to the brand must remain the way it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, obviously one of the purposes of this brand refresh is to appeal to newer audiences, newer customers, younger, more tech-savvy customers,
yes,
all of that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mix. We want the existing customer base to remain emotionally connected with us, at the same time appeal to newer customers.
Right. Vidya, between Siddharth and you, you are a power couple, you are so much in the media, there are fabulous films that the two of you have gone and created. It's almost like a legacy for the film industry that you've gone out and done. But you also have moments when you are normal people, you are just a husband and wife, and
most of the time.
Yeah, and you're looking at various brands and experiencing some of those brands, buying them, traveling through them, and stuff like that. So if you were to look at it as a consumer, what would you want Federal Bank to continue doing, and what would you want it not to do?
I think what Federal Bank does beautifully is handholds people. Because, when it comes to money, it's something that we all work towards. We all guard ferociously. I think that you'll do beautifully. What is it that you'll mustn't do? As of now, maybe I'm biased, but I think you'll are doing great. And there's nothing I wouldn't suggest y'all don't continue to do. I think you'll, in my experience, you'll do, live by the brand values that you'll espouse. Yeah. So I think more power to all of you. I think just carry on, like Manian said, consistently doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and I must also tell you to keep consistently doing what you're doing, because you're double hatting between Federal Bank as a brand and also Sanjeevani, our marquee product. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
One last question for you. What does evolution mean to you and to you, Manian? Either of you can take it first.
Evolution means that you're willing to adapt to the changing world around you.
Yeah.
You're not staying stuck. You're not rigid. You're not fixated. Just because something worked in the past does not mean it's going to continue to work in the future. Yeah. So I think if you see examples of the enduring, for example, personalities or brands, you'll see that they are ones who've been open to adapting to the change. Mr. Bachchan comes to me, he's,
84.
At 84, he's so active on social media. Yeah. You see him enjoying sport. Yeah. He's still doing KBC, he's still doing films. He connects with, all age groups of the audience. Yes. I think that is most important. At the same time, not losing who he is, which we love, which is what has helped him endure over time. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's true for individuals and brands also. Yes. So for me, evolution is really about adapting oneself. Yeah. And he put it so beautifully about the logo being fresh but familiar. Yes. I think change, when it comes in that form, is always, it lasts longer.
Yes.
Because change that, unless of course we're talking about revolution, that's another thing. Yes. That's the need of the hour sometimes. But at most times, I think you want the core to remain the same.
Yes.
You know, and when you try to change the core, it's when it's enforced.
Yeah.
Because it's not authentic, it cannot last.
Yes.
But when it's familiar and fresh, it's a winning combination.
Yes.
So I think that really, that stayed with me, so I brought that in.
How lovely. Manian.
You know, someone famously said, reforms to be sustainable should be evolutionary and not revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I think evolution is a more sustainable way of getting there, always.
Yeah.
Revolution might seem like more attractive. Of course, like there are some situations in which you will choose revolution. So, that, you know, evolution is transition, revolution is transformational.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But there are occasions when transition is superior to transformation.
Yeah.
Of course, there are occasions where the other way it is
Yes.
true. So, I am a great believer that for a brand like us, which has a very strong legacy, evolution is the right way to go.
Yes. Yes. So Vidya, you must know that Manian writes to us every month. And his last article, in terms of evolving as a brand, has been about check-in baggage. And he has put up a card in front of us saying that, are we carrying more baggage than we really need? Because it's going to slow down our evolution as a brand. So on that note, I'd like to thank both of you. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our board, to thank the senior management of the bank, and of course my boss and the MD for having backed us in this brand revamp. And it could not have happened without Sideways. I know we have really put them under a lot of pressure, but thank you so much, Sideways. And Vidya, thank you for being a constant on the brand.
No, thank you. And like I said, I feel as much part of the organization. I feel invested also because of the way you all involve me. So thank you. And here's to traveling light in 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am.
So we are not letting either of you go. Yeah? And if somebody can just come and clear the chairs. So आपके बड़े पर्दे पे मैजिक नहीं होता, हम जैसे लोग भी मैजिक कर सकते हैं. अभी आप देखिए क्या होने वाला है यहाँ पर. And
I just want to say one thing. That musical launch of the logo was absolutely invigorating. Do you all agree?
yeah.
Percussion, oh my God, and from
Yeah.
different parts of the country. It was a
Yeah.
fantastic idea, beautifully done.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all the artists.
Yeah.
And you are fantastic as always.
Thank
Aditi,
you so
are you
much.
around somewhere? Aditi? Come on stage. Come. She also doesn't know. Come. Come. And can I request a chairman and directors also to come on stage, please? Harsh, Venkat, Virat, Raj, Manoj, can you also please come on stage? So, Vidya, you didn't know of this. Have you read Indrajal comics as a kid? So, Mandrake हमेशा बोलते हैं कि magicians never tell. जादू हो जाता है. So now you see what's going to happen. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Come. And Aditi, you will need to be next to Vidya on this one. Poor thing, she also doesn't know. कहीं पे भी खड़ी रह सकती है वो.
Just some space in the center
There is space
for
in the
what
center.
needs to be placed.
There is place in the center. You are going to come that side, from that side?
It's coming from the other
Okay,
side.
it's coming from the other side. All right. Come. Yep. So this is a very, very special cake. Vidya doesn't know of it. But 1st of January was Vidya's birthday. And we thought that we will wing a birthday party and cut a cake for your birthday. So that's the magic. But is there a birthday song which is going to be played? Console?
Happy birthday to you.
Give her a kiss. Thank you. Should we get a picture together, all of us in the frame? Yeah, Hotla sir, if you can move. Come, please come. Yeah. We will have pictures, PITCHERS. Abhi baki hai.
One group picture, one big group picture.
Yeah, but please take the table off.
No, table. Please come closer, everyone.
Yeah. Madhu, over to you.
Belated happy birthday once again, Madhya ma'am. May God bless you with the best. And as they occupy their seats, we also have seated amongst the audience our esteemed customers. They've had their association with Federal Bank from decades, a few of them. And we would like them to, in fact, take stage and let us know as to how their relationship with Federal Bank has been and also what they think about the entire brand identity revamp. And a very few of them who will take stage, I would like to request them to join us on stage. Firstly, may I request the Managing Director and CEO of Seven Island Shipping, Mr. Clayton Pinto. A very happy new year to you, sir. Welcome you.
Hello. I want to clarify, Clayton is unable to attend today's function. I am being a part of company as a director. So I am
Welcome, sir.
representing the company.
Please, sir, center, all yours.
So our relationship with Federal Bank has been very young for 2 years, but within 2 years we feel like we have very strong connection. And we are really amazed and admired Federal Bank for their services and their price competitiveness, which has attracted us more towards them. The new logo which they are talking about is been announced. It definitely is going to give them kind of big businesses to come, and also it shows the way they are thinking. And with the new leadership which has been coming in, new people which are joining the company, the bank is going to go from a strength to strength. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Our regards to Mr. Clayton. Please do convey it on our behalf. We're also very pleased to have with us yet another customer from a long, long time, the chairman for Navio Shipping Private Limited, Mr. Ajay Thampi. Can we have you on stage, please, sir? Good evening.
Good evening to all of you. Maybe the audience, you have all the stalwarts, all the bankers. So on a lighter note, I'll start with, I'm a grandson of a banker. My Muttachan grandfather was in Central Bank. So whenever we were infants, he used to have all the bankers like you. So the first question, or the only question he asks is, how's the loans and advances? But now, it is like a full sadhya, where you have to have all the platter. So now coming to the story of Federal Bank, again, there are a lot of similarities. Because during one of the personal interactions, maybe one of the earlier gentlemen who had worked with Federal Bank, Mr. Anthony, his son Matthew Anthony, who was in Bandra, we had a small get-together, and 3 Federal Bank gentlemen were also there. So Sri Jyoti was the first connect with us, and the journey started. Maybe we had our lead banks. We are a young company. A lot of similarities means like the blue and white. Navio is also with blue and white brand, but we have a Vidya Balan on it with a bindi, that is an eye on it. And the other relationship with you is that I just heard that it is 1st Jan is your birthday. I've got 2 daughters. The second one is actually a millennium baby with 1/1/2000. Yeah, thank you, thank you. And the journey with Federal Bank, even though the lead banks were other banks, but in 2019, we had this FCTL loan, and the journey was fantastic because we were into the currency factor, and we come from the shipping background where Belapur is now the hub for the shipping crowd, and now with the new international airport coming in, it is going to be New Bombay is another world. Always, we are all New Bombay ambassadors. But every individual, like the senior associates who all visit our office, we used to always state that, okay, one day you should all start a branch in Belapur. And finally, I also became a brand ambassador, like cutting the ribbon for Federal Bank Belapur branch. So that is the association. But wherever we go, all your seniors are well connected. I've got, if my address book has got the bank's details, I will have at least 20 of them. And of late, we are also part of the sports associations and all in Kerala. And Federal Bank is already there in Kerala Cricket League. We are also part of Trichur Titans. And we were also there in some of the corporate banks where Federal Bank is already there. So the association will always be there with Federal Bank, but always one appointment I used to share with everybody is, how can I meet Mr. Murthy? Okay, because there is a proposal which is given. I'm not utilizing the space here, but then we would wish to. No, we have some fantastic projects because we also are part of the world's oldest cricket tournament in the whole world, which is in Puja, which is in Tripura. Most of this, because we were also invited for one of the World Cup unveiling. So since we were all sports lovers, we were also asked to speak. So that in that gathering also I told one thing, that there are certain data which goes beyond India into a small country like Tripura. So there we thought of being part with Federal Bank sponsorships. But then wish you all the best, because the freshness and any brand building, we also just completed a decade. So we could relate the facelift which we had. The company as an organization is also with women empowerment or the sustainability, all those things. And the fluidity, this freshness will only take the company forward, because the youngsters are also the cream of the future, and we can actually feel. And the most important aspect which we could connect is that we are always a people-friendly organization. And maybe when my career started also, we come from companies like P&N and Lloyd, where you had that personal touch, the relationship. Then later on, MERS took over. It was all automated. But then, end of the day, the connect is the most important. And that is where we felt Federal Bank, because you had that reach, the space and all. And that is what it is continuing. And now, Federal Bank is now one of our #1 branch. So wish you all the best, and thank you for the...
Thank you so much, sir. We're also very pleased to have with us Mr. Ripul Joshi, promoter, Modern Impacts. Can we please request to join us on stage, sir? way too many lights for me to identify where they're seated. Apologies for that, though. Welcome you, sir. A Happy New Year once again.
Good evening, everyone. Introducing ourselves, well, we are exporters of gold jewelry primarily. And as your logo correctly stated, I would like to add one more attribute out there, which is simplicity. I think one of the reasons why we have actually joined hands with Federal Bank is we started with a very small credit line, and we were very clear that only if we are able to see transparency on both sides are we going to continue. And well, that was the first year, and we have not looked, I think we have been there with you all for about 6 or 7 years now. I'm not sure the exact year when we began. And all I can say is that all the attributes that you have said, we have personally experienced that with 3 of our RMs and their superiors so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, 1931, 2026, many more years to go. Federal Bank has completed 95 years and will hit 100-run mark very soon, of course. But we would like to keep this evening very short and sweet and not drag it further, which is why we come towards the end of the formal bit of the evening. And to thank each one of you for your presence here on behalf of Federal Bank, may I have the pleasure of welcoming on stage Executive Director, Mr. Venkatraman Venkateshwaran, please.
Good evening, all of you. It's an honor and privilege for me to offer a vote of thanks for this evening. Madhu said it should be short and sweet, so I'm not going to keep it too long because the Madhu is waiting on the other side. Firstly, thank you so much to our chief guest, Brand Ambassador Vidya Balan, for gracing us this evening, sparing your time and sharing your perspectives. I would like to thank all the customers who are here, who's at the center of whatever we do. Like our chairman Hotaji said, it's customer first. So thanks to all the customers who are here today. I also want to thank the entire team from Federal, Manian, colleagues here, those who are watching online, and all the Federals who are around the country working day in, day out to ensure we are successful. And all of that wouldn't be possible without the guidance of our esteemed board. Thank you, board members, for being here today. Vidya, one thing which you may be aware, not aware, maybe aware, not aware, 1st Jan is also a special day for MVS. It was his 20th wedding anniversary. I want to take this opportunity to thank the team of Sideways for partnering with us and coming up with this refreshed brand identity. And like Manian said very nicely, respect the legacy, fresh yet familiar. And Vidya cemented that further by saying willingness to adapt. I think it's very important that we adapt to the changing industry, changing expectations, and we stay relevant. My thanks to all the marketing team members, right from MVS and his entire team, and also all the colleagues who have been working hard to ensure that this launch, not just today's event, a lot of things have happened over the last few days to make sure it's successful. And for all the hard work, it's not gone unnoticed. Thank you all so much. You know, it's that time of the year when many of you would have made some New Year resolutions. So great time to break some of the resolutions in the first week itself. Please have a drink, enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you so much.
I like realistic people, who keep it real. Thank you so much, sir. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, like he said, we've come to the end of the formal bit. A new year has begun. We hope all of you have a great year ahead professionally, personally, and may life give you plenty of reasons to smile, stay blessed. The buffet counter is open as well. Just a hint as to how we want to celebrate the amalgamation of various flavors and various diversities of the country. The buffet is also based on the same theme. We have cuisine that is a combination of various states and cultures. Indulge in on them all. And if you have made your resolutions or not, stick to your taste buds. The bar counter is also open. Chit chat, interact, network. It's going to be an evening that all of us are going to remember. So thank you so much for your valuable time. Changes begin, of course, but our values remain the same. And on behalf of Federal Bank, once again, thank you so much. Have a great evening. Happy New Year! Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Take care. Thank you, sir. And yes, the Pune Jazz Project will take stage. Some excellent instrumental music that they took us through from 7 to 7:30. But they will take it further. We're going to have them singing a few songs as well. Dressed up in black. They're all set. So please stay with us for the rest of the evening at your convenience. Enjoy your meal. Have a drink or two if you feel like. Listen to the live music as well. That will be constantly played till the night ends. We hope and wish you all had a great evening here with us in Mumbai.